Hey guys, this is Miss Rolsey. So today is Friday, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the poem that we're going to be reading today, called The Song of the Mud. It is probably my favorite of the poems that we're going to be reading this week. On Monday, we started off with Tulu Costa going to the wars, and on Wednesday, we had Dolce et Decorum Est, which was a bit difficult. And today we have The Song of the Mud, which is our hardest poem of the week. It also happens to be my favorite poem for this week. Tulu Costa was a love poem, and it was a bit persuasive. Give me 1 second. And then we had Dolce et Decorum Est, which was a little bit more complex. And then today we have our most complex poem, because there's lots and lots of imagery, there's lots of different terminology being utilized. There's lots of artistic terminology being utilized inside of it. And there's lots of bigger words being utilized in it. So I want to talk about the poem a little bit today. And I want to give you some background information. So some of you know, because you've had me as your teacher before, that I come from a huge military background. And that's probably why I really love this poem, because it helps to connect me a little bit to my roots better and gives me a really big understanding as to what the men in my family have gone through when they have been in a time of war that I've really never understood before. So my grandmother, her dad, my great grandfather, fought in World War II. And then after he fought in World War II, he took the family over to Japan to keep peace with the American people. And that's actually where my grandmother met my grandfather. Like, as soon as they got off of the ship to move to Japan, my grandfather catcalled my grandmother, and she gave him no time of day. It wasn't for like 6 months that they started even dating. And like at 9 months, he showed up in the middle of the night at my grandmother's house and begged my great grandfather for my grandmother's hand in marriage. They moved home to the States, not to Ohio, where my grandmother was from, but he got stationed in Pennsylvania, where they had their first child. And then their second child, sorry, my lights just went out. Their second child they had when they moved back over to Japan. Their third child they had in Germany. And then finally they had their fourth child in New Mexico, which is my mom. So none of their kids were actually born in the same place because of times of war. My grandfather fought in some war, Vietnam, maybe, I'm not sure, one of them. I know that all of my mother's brothers, they fought in war, and they all have all these amazing war stories to tell. So I can understand being covered in mud based upon this particular poem. And there's a stanza in this poem that's being told from the perspective of a soldier, or from the perspective of an outsider even, where the entire outfit, the entire body of a soldier, outfit, hair, face, body, everything is just caked, drenched, soaked in mud. Can you imagine how thick and heavy your army clothes, your fatigues, everything, your jacket, your coat, your gun, everything would be just drenched in dry mud? How much extra weight you'd be carrying around with everything just coated in mud? And that for me was a really intense visual. So, and that also makes you think about, how does the world around you make it feel about war? Is our world equipped to handle war? Or is our world, in fact, against us being at war, against humanity being at war? Do the trees account for us to be at war? Are they there to camouflage us, or is it there to hinder us going to war? Is it an aid for war, or is it a hindrance to go to war? So it really makes you think about that. Our world is not meant for war, it's meant for peace. The nature around us is meant to give us a peaceful, serene effect. It's not meant to aid us in war. It's meant to give us peaceful thoughts and to aid us in being peaceful humans. It's not meant to make us go to war. So that's just the food for thought for the day. And I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on it. So go into the poem, give it a quick read, give it a short read, give it a slow read. Listen to it, read the audio, listen to the audio with it, and listen to the background notes, because it's very interesting to know what the author was thinking, what she was thinking when she wrote it, and to know what she went through when she wrote it. Her name is Mary, and it's an old poem, yes, but it's definitely worth listening to, and it's definitely worth reading, especially for art students, because I think that you'll appreciate it some too. It's definitely an anti-war poem. So for those of us who are against going to war, even if you have war family, even if you have military family like I do, who you respect so much because of what they do for our country, you don't have to be for war to respect those people who fight for us and who give us our freedom. You can definitely respect them while maintaining your distance for war. So with that, please enjoy the poem of the day. And I hope that you guys score well on the quiz, the comprehension check. If you have any questions, hit me up on Remind, hit Mr. Wilson up on Remind. Email us, come to conference hours. We are here for you. Get your grades in because they're due next week. Don't forget to sign in with the attendance check. We'll see you when we see you. Thanks so much. Have a good day.